String slices allow us to extract various parts of a string. The general syntax for a string slice is the following. First, we have the name of the variable pointing to that string. So let's say var1, followed by square brackets. In between the brackets, we have a colon. On the left side of the colon, we specify the index at which to start the slicing. Now the slice will be up to, but not including, the index specified on the right side of the column. So let's say we start at index 1, up to, but not including index 5. So in this case, characters with indexes 1, 2, 3, and 4 will be considered for this slice. Okay, now let's see some examples in order to clarify this. I have a string saved inside variable string1. Okay. This is an OSPF route from a routing table, and let's say we want to slice some substrings out of it. First, let's extract the IP address in this string, the first IP address, 10.110.8.9, and get a substring from this IP address. Okay, we will use the string slice first, the name of the variable as I said, then the square brackets and the colon inside the brackets. Now on the left side of the colon, we will specify the index at which to start the slice. If we start counting from left to right, we will see that the first character of the IP address is 1 and it is positioned at index 5. So this will be the start of our slice. Now, if we continue counting, we will see that 9, which is the last character of the IP address, it's located at index 14. So in order to include 9 in the slice, we will have to go up but not include index 15. So let's test this. Okay, so we got the IP we wanted. Now if we don't specify the second index in the brackets, what would happen? Well, the string slice would start at the index given before the colon and would end at the end of the string. So it will return the rest of the string starting from the character at index 5. So let's test this. Let's delete the second index. Okay, so as I said, we got the rest of the string starting at index 5. Cool, right? Okay, what if we enter the second index, but we don't specify the first index? Well, then the slice would simply start at the beginning of the string, up to but not including the second index, whatever that index is. So let's try this. So string 1, let's delete the first index, and let's say up to index 10, up to but not including index 10. Okay, I think this returns the expected slice. This is correct. We have actually all the characters starting from index 0 up to but not including index 10. Okay, another question would be, what if we don't enter any indexes at all? Well, as you might expect, the entire string will be returned. So let's verify this. Let's delete the second index, so we have no indexes in between the brackets. So, as expected, the entire string is returned. Sweet. Now, what about negative indexes? We talked about them in the first lecture about strings. Let's try a couple of slices using negative values for indexes. String 1 of -1 will return the last character in our string, right? Okay, so this is correct. What about string 1 of -2? Well, this returns the next character when counting from right to left, so this is also true. What if we want to extract a slice containing the Ethernet part of the string, but using negative indexes? Well, we can count from right to left, starting with -1, and see what indexes correspond to the first and the last letter of Ethernet. So, this would be capital E and lowercase t. Let's count. T has index -2, right? True. What about capital E? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So capital E has index -9. Now let's write the slice. String 1, string 1. Okay, we want to start at index -9, which is the first letter of Ethernet, up to, but not including, index -1, which is the last letter, because we don't want 2 to be included in our string, in our substring. Okay, so up to, but not including -1. Okay, so this is just what we are looking for. The result is correct. We got the Ethernet substring. Now, what if we want to obtain the last 5 characters in our string? How can we do that? Well, by writing a slice with negative indexes. So, we want to start at the 5th character from the end. This means we have to use index -5 and go all the way to the end of the string. This means we don't need to specify the second index, just like earlier when we were dealing with positive indexes. So, string 1, starting from index -5 all the way to the end of the string. And it indeed returns the last 5 characters of the string. Makes sense, right? Okay. What if we want to slice string 1 starting at the beginning of the string and leave out the last 5 characters? Then we should skip the first index, since its absence means start from the first character, and go up to, but not including, index -5. So the character with the index -6 will be the last character we include in our slice. So let's test this. String 1, starting from the beginning of the string up to index -5. Okay, so this indeed returns the entire string minus the last 5 characters. Okay, this is correct as well. One more thing about slices. You can specify a third element within the square brackets after the indexes, also separated by colon. This is called a step. For example, if you would like to skip every second character of the string and obtain a new string with these elements removed, you can write the following slice. So, string 1, brackets, we type a colon because we want to consider the entire string, then we type another colon, and then 2. So, we don't specify any indexes because we want to refer to the entire string, but we enter the step after the second colon to skip every second element. The result is the expected one. Notice that the new string consists of the elements with the indexes 0, 2, 4, and so on from the original string. And I think that seems correct. Okay, cool. The last thing I'll show you is how to print out the string in reverse order. For this, you should also use a slice with a step. But what would be the value of that step? Well, since we want to get the string in reverse order, we should start with the last character of the string, right? So, let's try it. String 1, double colon, double colon. We don't specify any indexes in the beginning because we want to consider the entire string, and then -1. This is the step. With this slice, we are referring, as I said, to the entire string, starting from the end, character by character. So let's see the result. Okay, wonderful, it worked. Great. Okay, so this should be more than 99% of what you will need for dealing with strings in networking. We will use strings and string methods intensively within our applications in the last part of the course. So if you feel uncertain about any concepts related to strings, feel free to review any lecture or refer to the documentation on python.org for additional string methods.